And here we are. Today we want to focus on the right hand. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the labels on my triangle, just like we did yesterday. We know that angle C is always what in these kind of triangles? 90 degrees. So I list C as 90 degrees. A is 5 and B is 12. So in this situation, I'm given two sides. Side A is 5 and B is 12. So I'm going to B be the larger angle and A is the smaller angle. And so I know that sometimes people try to construct their triangles so they look like they make sense according to the sides. I didn't take the time to put the labels in there. It takes a bit more work than I was ready to do at that time. So we have B is 12 and we have A is 5. So that can you can now avoid the phone call home. All right, you don't write that. Then I call home and I say, don't give this child any money towards college. They will waste it. It will be a waste. Okay, so what is the easiest thing to find right now? Y side C. Yep, use the Pythagorean theorem. You recognize that it's a Pythagorean triple. It's 13. Many of you know your Pythagorean triples. 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 8, 15, 17, 7, 24, 25. You remember those? Also, any multiples of those work as well. So 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, that works as well. Okay? So there we have it. Now you get a choice. EJ, do you want to find angle A or B? You choose. She wants to find angle B. Awesome. We're going to find angle B. I'm going to write 3 expressions that she can choose from. The sine of angle B is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, or 12/13ths. The cosine of angle B is 5/13. The tangent of B is the opposite over the adjacent, which would be 12/5. Those are all 3 options that you have because you know all 3 sides, and therefore all 3 become available to you. Now, EJ, which of those 3 would you like to use? You get to choose, sine, cosine, or tangent. She wants to use cosine. So we have the cosine of angle B is equal to 5/13. I'm only going to do this once. After this, I will not do it again. This is your chance to understand why it works out mathematically. If I give you x plus 3 is equal to 5, you know how to solve that. You subtract 3 from both sides, and you can see that those go away, and I get x is 2. Why? Because adding and subtracting are inverse operations. However, if I have 3 to the x is equal to 54, you learned what do we do to get rid of that 3? What do we do to get rid of that 3? We take the log base 3 both sides in order to get rid of that 3. So the question is, what inverse operation will get rid of cosine? Because I want to solve for B. Well, what we do is we do cosine inverse of both sides. That's what makes that go away, leaving you with B is equal to whatever cosine inverse of 5/13 is. Now, fortunately, you have an amazing sheet, or tool in front of you. It's called a calculator. It's scientific in that it can perform these calculations. If you press instead of cosine, if you just go second cosine, cosine inverse finds angles, and you enter 5 divided by 13. That's not 1 over cosine. It's not secant. It's cosine inverse. It finds angles, and we get 67.38. So therefore, angle B is 67.38. Can we then find angle A? Yeah, subtract those 2 from 180, and we get 22.62 degrees. Piece of cake, upside down. Yeah? Let's try number 4, and you'll have the rest of the time to work. I label it. This is angle C, or 90 degrees. Side C is 24. I'll call this A. I'll call this B. would you like to solve for first? Solve for side A. What do we do to solve for that? Go get lunch, come back. Okay, you've got, we're going to find that third side. You said we want to find side A, so you can use the quadratic formula? No, Pythagorean theorem. Yeah. 24 squared minus 21 squared, and then you're going to take the square root of that bad boy. It looks like we get 11.62. So I got 11.62. So at this point, you decide you want to find A or B. Griffin, what do you want to do? Okay. Griffin wants to find A. Griffin, would you like to use sine, cosine, or tangent? So if he wants to use tangent, then he's got to do opposite over the adjacent. So the tangent of A is equal to 11.62 over 21. So I inverse tangent 11.62 divided by 21. Get a grand total of 28.96. 28.96 degrees. And if you go ahead and subtract that from 90, you get your other angle of 6104. That's it. That's really the last skill I want you guys to learn before we take our test. Anna? We good? Okay. So, tests we're planning on Tuesday. However, if we have a snow day on Friday, then tests would be on Wednesday. I'll make sure you guys have a day to ask questions on your study guide before your test. So tomorrow will be your last chance to get caught up on homework. Please do be ready for another Friday 5 ACT tomorrow. Also be ready for a checkpoint. Okay, we got a couple days we want to get taken care of to make sure you're ready. But homework would be then due for play on Friday, but obviously if we don't have school, then it would be Tuesday. You have the rest of the time to work and ask questions. Good job.